Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Los Angeles Buys, LA Buys. Wow, it has been a long time since I've talked to any of you. Sorry, it's been such a long hiatus since I posted the last video. In fact, the last video I posted on this channel was actually a promotional video for one of the clubs I'm part of, Hapa SC. Actually, I plan on having an actual video for Hapa SC in the future, so I'll explain more about that when the time comes. But yes, I'm sorry it's been such a long time since I posted a video. You know, frankly, in the summer, things are a lot different than the school year, obviously. For me, there's a lot less of an organized schedule, so, there's not this, like, okay, class is done at 3:30, 3:45, let's shoot a video, and then 7 o'clock, let's edit, stuff like that. So, summer's been interesting, summer's been a little crazy, not too much to report on. In fact, this video is actually going to go over just an amazing vacation I took with my mom and sister a little while back at the beginning of summer. We actually went to New York City for the first time. We spent a little bit less than a week out there in Manhattan, and we honestly had like the time of our lives. So throughout this video, I'm just gonna sprinkle in all the clips that I took while we were out there. Just not too much narration, just kind of go over what we did. It's going to definitely be more of a vlog type video, more so than a lot of the other sports videos I usually post on the channel. But yes, so I guess before jumping into New York, I guess we'll just quick USC football update. The nationwide consensus seems to be putting USC around number 4, number 5 in the country. This was expected, especially after the amazing finish to the year they had in the 2016-2017 season after winning the Rose Bowl. And even after losing pretty much the entire offensive line, and then Adoree Jackson and Juju Smith-Schuster, the Trojans have a lot of returning talent. And when I say a lot of returning talent, I say it's 99% Sam Darnold. I mean, you can't listen to a college football podcast, you can't turn on ESPN and have them talk about college football without them mentioning either Alabama, for reasons, or Sam Darnold. It looks like he is just, they're making him out to be just the star of this upcoming football season. He's up there in the Heisman race. I'm not sure if he's going to win the Heisman, but I think he's definitely going to be a solid talking point throughout at least the beginning of the year. So I'm extremely excited for that. Yeah, we have, the first game is coming up in a couple months. We still have a little bit of time until then. I'm still going to try and pump out videos. I actually have some planned videos now that I'm kind of backing into the swing of things here. But yes, so my mom, my sister, and I traveled to New York City at the beginning of June, and we spent a week, had the time of our lives, doing pretty much every touristy thing you can think of up there in New York City. I was not embarrassed to have my phone or camera out the whole time, because I kind of figured, it's going to be one of the last times I'm here, if not the last time I'm in New York City. I might as well just get as much of it as I can. So I hope you guys enjoy the clips that I put together. I hope you guys get a little bit of a sense of what it was like to be out there in New York City. But yeah, so here we go. So I mean, like I said, we did everything that was like as touristy as possible. We stayed in a hotel in Manhattan. We hit all the big sites. We did a lot of Times Square, because we went to Broadway twice. In fact, the first night, the first full day, we actually went to go see Kinky Boots.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's just we forgot the row.
This is not so bad.
She made it sound like
She was like convincing me not to do it.
Because mostly because it was starring one of my favorite singers, one of my favorite artists, Brendon Urie, who's the head lead singer of Panic at the Disco. We tried to get an autograph from him after, but we weren't able to. We were actually able to get an autograph from one of his co-stars. So that was actually really cool. So yes, we spent a lot of time in Times Square. We hit Broadway twice, and on the last night we were there, we actually went to go see Groundhog's Day.
I better go
So that was actually really cool. That was also nominated for Best Musical for this year's Tony Awards. Did not win, but it was an amazing experience, amazing musical. And yes, Broadway, if you have the opportunity to go see a Broadway musical in New York City, I highly recommend it. My sister's definitely the Broadway buff in the family. I do enjoy the theater. I think it's an amazing cultural and just cultural piece of art. Every single play really is, and we all just had an amazing experience there. We also went to go see Washington Square. You know, we went to go see like the campus of NYU, which is pretty much New York City. We spent a lot of time on the subways. We got to learn how all of those worked. You know, out here in LA, we don't really use subways too much. I mean, some people use the metro, but really there are no subways, and we all drive, we all Uber, stuff like that. So that was a new experience for us, but we got the hang of it pretty quick. It's pretty self-explanatory out there. It's a very well done system. A little rickety, not gonna lie, a little rickety. A couple rats here and there, but it's actually pretty nice. We were able to see Central Park once. We weren't able to see all too much of it. In fact, one kind of funny thing happened while we were walking Central Park. We actually came across a large group of nuns that began like not following us, but following us. I think they were starting to catch on to me. Yeah, but we're not going to tell them anything about that. We were able to escape. We were also able to see the Met. Some of the museums out there in New York are absolutely amazing. Just going to the Met alone, the Metropolitan something museum, whatever. I said the acronym and then prepared to say the name without knowing the full name. But we went to the Met. It's a massive museum. With everything, every type of culture, every type of exhibit. It was absolutely insane. We spent the entire day in there, and I don't think I was able to see 2/3 of the museum. I wasn't even able to see the things that I wanted to see because, frankly, we ran out of time. We were in there from like 9 a.m. when it opened, and then we took a little break halfway through the day to walk around Central Park. But then after that, it closes at 5:30, and we weren't able to see everything. It was insane, but an absolutely beautiful museum. These museums are the ones that you see the artwork hanging in these museums in, like, you know, the restaurants, or you may have some of the replicas of the artwork in your home or whatever. You know, they have the real Van Goghs, they have the real Picassos, and it's just weird to just like walk up and be like, wow, I've seen that painting a million times in pictures and social media and magazines, and boom, here it is, right in front of me. No red line, no tape, no velvet things, whatever they're called. It's just there. I mean, it's a bit of a surreal experience for, especially a family. My mom was an art major, actually, in college. So, you know, being raised by an art major, you grow an appreciation for this sort of thing. So that was actually pretty surreal. So we got our New York pizza, we got our New York cheesecake, we did all that stuff. Like I said, we were not afraid to be the touristy group around there. I mean, believe me, compared to like half of the country of China that seemed to be in New York at the exact same time, we were like not nearly as embarrassing as like a lot of the tourists that are yelling at each other. Speaking of the tourists, I'll put this in a clip later in the video, but I think I probably heard more languages walking down the street than I've heard in my entire life. There was probably more like international languages being spoken besides English. I probably heard more Italian, German, Chinese, no Japanese that I remember, but you know, all these other languages, then I heard more than English. It was crazy. You know, each family seemed to be just from a different part of the world. This really was an international city, and I think it was really cool to see that. I loved walking the streets, especially at night. You know, people give New York this bad rap. You know, of course, we did stay in the Manhattan area. You know, we didn't do too much downtown at night. You know, mostly you're just around Times Square at night and whatnot. But you know, I never felt unsafe. You know, I never felt like, oh, I'm about to get mugged or whatever, even when I was walking out by myself. In fact, you know what? I decided to go visit Times Square by myself because my mom and sister were a little tired that day. So, you know, I decided to film a little bit of it. So let me go ahead and put that stuff right here. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to brave the streets of New York City by myself for the first time. I'm going to head to Times Square very quickly. Just go ahead, check it out at night, just walk around by myself. My mom is terrified, but that's okay. She's being a good mother. I'm actually really excited. Yeah, so I'll show you guys as long as I don't get mugged. That'd be great. All right, bye-bye. You see, I rather like the streets of New York, especially at night. There's tons of people walking around. It's really lively. I mean, I know they call it the city that never sleeps and everything like that, but I really never thought it would be so just awake so late at night. Last night we got back like past midnight. There were still people everywhere. I mean, it's about 11 o'clock right now. The place is still packed. I'm trying to avoid as many people as possible. It's also kind of funny. Street signs are not really, well, street signs are a thing, but walking and, you know, don't cross symbols are not exactly a thing. People just kind of go when they feel like it, which is different compared to Los Angeles. I mean, I've been to many cities where you just kind of walk whenever you can walk, and this is definitely one of them. I mean, like, if you get hit by a car, you just punch the taxi and keep moving, I guess. But yeah, as predicted, Fifth Avenue, very nice. The Madison Street, very nice. Times Square, where I'm heading right now, it's a little bit much. I don't know, like literally 99% tourists, which I guess is not the biggest surprise in the world, but that's probably my one and only complaint so far about the city, is that almost everyone is a tourist. I mean, I know I'm a tourist, but at least I'm used to a big city, and I don't just stop in the middle of sidewalks or in extremely busy intersections.
Andiamo a mangiare. Non è la zona allora. Ma qui ci sono i
So I have to say that kind of sucked. Oh wow, like heating lamps right there. But yeah, Times Square kind of sucks, especially at this time of night. Mostly because I could barely lift my arms. There were so many people there. Just so many people with selfie sticks, just trying to get pictures. But one thing I have noticed, I've probably heard more foreign languages, mostly Italian and French, than I have English while I've been here. And so that's pretty cool, I guess. Okay, and that was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed that. Let's see what else we did. Oh, we also went to go see the 9/11 Memorial Museum. That was quite an emotional experience, I have to say. I only have a little bit of footage from that. I obviously did not want to film too much there, mostly just like the outside and everything like that, because, you know, there's a lot of emotion that goes into all of that, you know, just being a born and bred American. You know, it's 9/11 for me, being 5 years old when it's 6 years old, no, 5 years old when it happened. You know, I don't remember that day, but you know, it's weird to still see the effects of it, you know, with everything that's going on, whether it be the Okay, sorry about that. Well, that was a little embarrassing. Actually, as it turns out, I'm using a different form of filming equipment today. I'm just trying to give a couple things a try. You may notice in the video it's going to cut from one resolution to another, whether it be nicer, not as nice. I'll let you guys decide. But I'm trying out a couple things, and actually, my camera ran out of batteries during that very emotional scene, but which was very, very unfortunate. But yes, the 9/11 Memorial, beautiful. I do suggest that you put that at the top of your list if you go to see New York City. Definitely go check out the 9/11 Memorial. But yes, besides that, we went to go and see many other amazing landmarks like the Empire State Building, which was absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. Okay, so that time the camera just ran straight out of memory. So I'm just going to finish this on my phone like I usually do. I'm just holding it because now I'm starting to get tired of just all the extra equipment and whatnot. But I'm going to finish this video no matter what, because I owe you guys a video. It's been way too long since I posted one. So sorry for the shaky hand gestures and everything like that, but here we go. Okay, so to finish off the trip, I was able to see the New York Stock Exchange. I was able to see the Empire State Building, which was amazing. Very touristy, but still extremely beautiful. The sights from the top were fantastic. You see most of the city. It really is this, this American landmark, something that tourists from all around the world have been coming to see for, geez, almost a century now. That's pretty impressive. But I have to say the best view in New York City is at the top of the Rockefeller Building, top of the rock as they like to call it. Oh, guest star on the left. She thinks I'm taking a picture. She thinks I'm taking a picture. I'm zooming in on her face. Hi, Mom. Connected to it is the Rockefeller Center. It's an absolutely just amazing building to go and visit. Not only are there tons of restaurants, shops, and things to do around that area, the Rockefeller Center is massive. It's so tall. The building is so tall. You can literally see the entire city from the top of this building. You can see the top. You're above the Empire State Building when you're at the top of the rock, so you can actually see more. You can see the entire park. You can see all of Lower Manhattan. You can see the Bronx over there. You can see Queens. You can see Brooklyn. It's an amazing sight. I really enjoy New York. I hope that the little clips that I sprinkle throughout this video, I hope you guys enjoy them. I hope you guys have the opportunity to see a beautiful city on the East Coast. I would have to say that West Coast is still best coast. I still love LA, my home out here in Southern California. But I think for the sake of this video, I think we have to call it NY bias for the day. I know, what? But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties. I'm gonna smooth that out. I'm gonna fix it. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and I promise I will be posting more often, more videos coming this summer. Season's coming up. I'm extremely excited. It's going to be a crazy, incredible season. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye-bye.